I get to beat my wife up, and I get paid for it. Nobody can really say that. It helps our relationship too if we get to, you know, take out a little bit of aggression on each other. It's fun, and she was trained at the same place we were, so we get to have some decent chemistry in the ring. And it adds to our relationship outside of the ring. And we don't have any trust issues. We trust each other. So the fact that there's 47 guys hitting on her right now doesn't really bother me. 48.
It's actually not as hard as you might think. The harder thing would be is if I was married to someone who didn't like wrestling, or if my husband was married to someone who hated wrestling, who didn't want to do it. We empathize for each other. We understand. We both have such a passion for it that it doesn't make sense for us to not be doing it together. Like whether I'm with him and Chuck as their valet, as their tag partner, whatever, or whether I'm against them, it's so amazing to be able to share this with them on even a higher level than driving in the car with them and hanging out in the back. We're out there putting on a show for the audience, in front of the audience together. And when we get in the ring together, it's magical.
Welcome back to BCW, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Mr. Tubbs. Kelly Schaefer has gone to the men's room, I guess. But I have two established colleagues here. Someone who certainly has gained in esteem in my eyes sitting next to me here. Patrick Large and MJ. We saw what happened recently in a match with CJ Edwards. It's great to see you guys back together. I mean,
what do you mean we saw what happened? We saw Pat win.
You know what, Tubbs? What it all comes down to here is respect. CJ and I, we had a mutual respect, and for whatever reason, tonight he decided that none of that mattered, and he paid the consequences for that. What we're here to do right now is call color commentary on this match right here, and
who are these guys?
While we're talking about respect, these guys come out here in their tennis shoes. What is going on out here?
Well, these are the former tag team champions. That's JB Moonshine. He's a very tough competitor. He's rather new, but he and Psycho Sailor's been teaching these guys all summer. They're showing great.
Okay, they've been learning the dirty tricks from Psycho Sailor. Okay. I'd like to see what these guys have to show us.
This is what I want to see right here. We got heartthrob Erik Hanson. He's been a mainstay in the Portland area for a long time. And I'd like to see this Joker in his boots take on somebody like Erik Hanson.
Well, we're about to. I have to admit, JB Moonshine, he's got a huge disadvantage here in this match. But you know, Erik Hanson, he's got one of the biggest egos in the territory. Everywhere it goes, it's always got to be about him. Not a very notable attitude, despite how long he's been around. If the Moonshiner can figure out some way to use that to his advantage, you never know, he might get a windfall here. But I have to admit, the Moonshiners have had most of their success as a tag team.
Okay. Well, like I was saying here, Erik Hanson has got an ego because look at that man. He's got great boots. He's got great gear. He's been in this area for a long time. He looks respectable, and he's bringing respect to professional wrestling.
And he knows what to do in the wrestling ring.
Well, I certainly can't argue with that.
Erik Hanson knows how to win.
The man has a great deal of technical finesse and a great deal of stamina. I've seen him do amazing feats of endurance in the ring. Now, of course, we have Cousin Jameson, cousin of JB Moonshine, there outside of the ring. Doesn't look like he's going anywhere. That might factor in somewhere along the way as well.
Indeed it might. The crowd really seems to be getting behind Erik Hanson right now.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand the most. I mean, he's acting like he loves the fans, and the fans love him, but history shows Erik Hanson will turn on them the moment he feels it's necessary.
Well, these fans are fickle, Tubbs. They'll turn on you just as fast. I guarantee it. We witnessed that tonight.
And Erik Hanson, he said that he's turned over a new leaf. He's trying to wrestle so that the fans are on his side, trying to wrestle cleanly. So far, he's been rather successful at it, but I have to wonder how long it's going to take before he snaps and goes back to his old ways. The Moonshiners, however, there's no bones about it. If they see a shortcut they can take, they will take it. That is certainly true.
Well, looks like JB is already getting frustrated on the outside, and that is not going to help him at all here tonight, I'm afraid.
You know, I got to wonder. Oh, hold on. Now, you got to wonder, JD might actually. All right, is that all, Devin? Well, JD might be better at this match than I'm imagining. I mean, I support the Moonshiners. I loved it when they were tag team champions. They have been wrestling the likes of Psycho Sailor and Tex Thompson and Lone Star all summer and all fall so far. So that might give them a little preparation on Erik Hanson.
Well, I hate to say that I haven't seen much of this kid, and normally I wouldn't judge a book by his cover, but I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all.
Well, they certainly bring that backwoods uprearing to the ring. They brew some great stuff in their barn, though, I'm telling you, Pat.
All right, and we are underway here in Portland, Oregon.
And that was actually pretty impressive. Moonshiners, they do some technical work, but not usually like that. That was something new he's showing us. JD Moonshine doesn't want to get overconfident, though. Not with a man like Erik Hanson.
Well, he's certainly taken it to Heartthrob. Heartthrob seems to be shaking it off right now. I have to tell you, I did not expect this guy to know wrestling moves.
Well, you know, I wasn't expecting this either. This is not how they usually work, so.
That was a legitimate hip toss right there.
I mean, usually these guys will go for more brawling and then throw in a few moves when they have a guy down. This is.
I tell you what, though, if he wants to wrestle with Erik Hanson, he's going to have another thing coming.
Yeah, Erik definitely has the advantage on that in experience. And that's probably part of the case. Erik probably wasn't expecting this either. He's watched the tapes, and this is not how JD usually goes. Nice little bit of a delayed arm drag there. Bam!
Smart move there by JB or JD. Get out of the ring right there.
That is JD.
JD with a D.
I still get them mixed up sometimes, too. Yes, JD. I've heard it stands for Jack Daniels, but I haven't had that verified.
Very creative.
And this is where it comes into some of that not being in wrestling as long.
He's in there. Oh, look, he got back out. Using the ref 10 count to his fullest advantage.
Fans showing their disdain for the Moonshiners. I've never understood that. They just seem like a couple of good old boys. What's wrong with that? All right, back in the ring. Let's see what other surprises JD has for us tonight. A little bit of back and forth.
Some aggressive chop there.
I would certainly say JD has the edge on strength in this match, but probably not too much of an edge. And he's showing some real classic wrestling. This young man has come a long way since I first saw him in the spring.
Another vicious snapmare.
And Erik Hanson almost seems to be having some difficulty getting anything going here.
Well, I will tell you this. It looks like JD is actually working Hanson over a little bit. He's starting to feel the pain, but he is bringing it back to him right now.
Well, I'm surprised. The fans are surprised. I'm
look
sure
at that.
Eric's surprised.
Got to use those opportunities.
To me.
Now this is what I'm used to seeing from the Moonshiners. Take no prisoners.
And that right there is a very, very effective hold right there.
Cousin Jameson was the one that held the tag team partnership with JD there. Coming off from an injury, we haven't seen him in an actual match yet, but he's looking pretty 100%. Now, some people might not agree, but I would call some of this some classic wrestling. I wouldn't say classic technical wrestling, but I like it.
Well, I will say this. JD is using his surroundings to his advantage right now, and that's what he's going to have to do to take out Hanson tonight.
And Erik Hanson, this is just stunning me. Normally, he's totally in control in the match, totally in control when he goes into that ring, but he seems a little taken off his guard tonight, too. Like this is a whole new JD Moonshine, and even Erik Hanson is still trying to figure it out. You don't want to give Erik Hanson a chance, though, because he can turn things around so quickly in an instant, because he's been around that long. He's seen it all. But wouldn't it be great? I would be out of my seat if JD Moonshine got a big victory out of Erik Hanson tonight. I'd be screaming.
Well, I don't think we're going to see that tonight, Tubbs.
Look at Hanson now.
Oh,
Oh, a big clothesline from JD.
I still am not sure which one it is.
From Jack Daniels over there.
Now that part didn't surprise me. I know JD is a tough one. Just getting hit once is not going to take him out.
Well, JB looks like he's losing his cool here. He's starting to get a little hot-headed, and that is not going to work well for him.
And we know how much resilience Hanson has.
Oh.
Devastating move, make it hard for you to breathe. And when you're running around in a match like that, breathing is so important.
Once again, using those ropes to his advantage. JD got Hanson down.
And we got,
Nearly 3 right there.
Oh, Hanson's been around so long, he probably didn't even need to think about kicking out of that. Big forearm right across the forehead. That's an unusual.
Into the corner. Oh, those shoulders can't feel good. And a big one.
Trying to drive that air right out of Eric's lungs.
Like I said, it's warm in this building tonight. This is a smart tactic by JD to take the wind right out of Erik Hanson.
Can't breathe, can't kick out.
Now JD's got to watch what he does there. Erik Hanson's feet were out under the ropes, but he knew to pull him in. This is very impressive from the young man. And a big leg drop. I can't believe I'm seeing Erik Hanson on the receiving end of all this abuse from somebody so new as JD. Like he's just trying to figure out how to take this man when this man's doing everything that he didn't used to do.
Sure looks like JB had some tricks up his sleeves that we didn't see before.
You know, I've wrestled Erik Hanson before, and sometimes you've got to pull stuff out of your back pocket if you think you're going to beat him.
There we go, Hanson. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, come on!
Using his wrestling mind.
Nice schoolboy roll-up right there. That's the stuff I'm talking about that keeps his competitors on their toes.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's where experience comes in. All you have to do is see an event or see a momentary there. Just click something you've done 100 times and you do it. You don't even think about it.
But as we can see, it wasn't enough. JB's got Hanson down again.
Referee J.R. Robinson having a little issue with some of JD's tactics. And again, he keeps using moves that are either knocking the wind out of Hanson's lungs or stopping the air from getting in. That's actually a very interesting
You're right,
strategy.
Tubbs. He is very systematically taking him out right now.
I don't know how much longer Hanson can hold on.
And now there's that distraction coming in.
Looks like he's got some sort of foreign object right now. Oh, it looks like the wrist tape. The referee did not see that. The referee really needs to get a hold of this.
Cousin Jameson outside getting referee J.R. Robinson's attention. This is actually kind of fun, seeing Erik Hanson being torn apart like this. I did not expect this. And Erik Hanson turning red.
You can just see how tight that hold is.
What is that, a modified sleeper hold?
Sure looks like it.
And Erik Hanson's hand is falling. Come on! He must have something left.
Oh, he almost got the 3.
The crowd is solidly getting behind Erik at this point.
Oh!
Dropped him right on his head.
Boom. And both competitors are down.
Admittedly, that was a nice move. Erik Hanson was almost out of it there. He's still taking way more damage here than JD has.
Oh, JD is rising. So is Erik.
This is the part of the show where Erik Hanson's ring awareness and his ring experience are really going to come through.
I hope so.
JD, I think,
There
went
we
for
go.
the eyes and totally
And a
didn't make
big
it.
Shot. Bringing JD down.
And now Erik, he's still stunned. He's barely got his faculties back, but he's not letting JD rest for 1 second.
JD is back on the attack.
Ref, I think he was watching the eyes. That's why he
Big
grabbed him
reversal
there.
by Hanson.
Oh, what?
What
Looks
just
like his
happened
own
there?
partner tripped his leg up. I don't think he knew who it was. A little bit of a miscommunication there. This could be trouble.
Nobody expected Hanson to do that big reversal right there.
Cousin Jameson not paying close enough attention.
Oh,
Grabbed the
Hanson.
wrong guy.
Oh!
That is most certainly it, Tubbs.
Let me get a
1, come on!
3, yes! Big win for Erik Hanson.
The franchise knew where he was, knew what was going on, and hit one of his finishers. It's done.
And that's just it, Tubbs. You don't win titles without having that sort of experience and knowledge.
I was sure looking forward to JD's biggest win yet, but
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Well, thank you for joining me in the broadcast table, Pat Large and
You're
MJ.
very welcome.
Been nice working with you guys finally.
Absolutely. You have a good night.
You as well. This is BCW. We'll be back for more action very shortly.